to leave? Because you had a well-paying job.
Very well.
Your name was well known in this. I mean, it still is, but now in a different capacity.
Yes.
So you had a bevy of personalities queuing to just have you make their hair, and then you wake up one day and decide that is no longer my life.
Yes. You know what I did? I started kind of paving and telling my clients and my friends, you know what? In due time, I may leave this work. And some were asking me, well, yeah, don't worry. I may be coming for the appointments. I might be probably coming to your home to do your hair.
Yeah.
And it didn't just go like pop. It took. I went gradually because I took about 4 to 5 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
yes.
doing the street nicers and of course paving the hairdressing and my clients. So it took time.
It took time, and then when you now decided next month I'm leaving, or next year I'm leaving, whichever the case might be. Obviously now at that point you had to discuss with your wife.
Yes. A point came, she had to know what I'm doing, and for me to quit hairdressing, still I didn't discuss it with her. And also some of my clients I didn't disclose to them because some were pushing me not to leave.
Yeah.
Because of nani atatutengeneza kesho.
Yeah.
And when the time came, I had it alone. It's time for you to concentrate with these street nicers.
Yes.
And I was also asking myself, how will I survive? And I had it so clearly. This one will do what you want. This salon you want, this a car, a house, whatever you need, this one will do it.
Wow.
And I was like a celebrity hairdresser and running with street boys. How does it add up? So even myself, I could ask myself such questions, but because I'm hearing a voice telling me, leave, it's time to leave, I had to do it. And I left.
That is so much courage.
It's so much courage.
Yes.
So much courage.
So by the time you're leaving, how many boys were under your care?
We are around 30.
Wow.
Because the program began way back in the year 2005, June 16. And I left hairdressing in 2012. So from 2005 to 2012, that's a couple of years.
Yes.
And as I was leaving, a lot had already happened. Yes, a lot had already happened. From 2005 to 2012, that's quite a number of years.
7 years.
Yes. 7 years I had already done a lot.
Yes.
So there was people had already started knowing me. Some of the clients had become my partners, people like Nameless. And I saw the need to go to that direction.
Yes. So where were you finding these boys?
Interestingly, many from the streets. Because the moment I took the first 3, it's like they were also celebrities in the streets. So because I used to work with them, and all the time I'm with them, they're coming to the salon, I'm going to them to different places in town to just know how they live. Hey! Wanaletana. They bring themselves.
Wow.
So to get them, even today, is not a problem.
No.
One boy can bring you 100. Just one boy.
For real?
For real.
Wow.
Yes, one boy can bring you 100 because they know each other.
Yes.
And they have a big network.
Yes.
And they know, pale tunaenda tunakula, pale tunapewa chakula, ule ni mwalimu wetu, because most of them used to call me Odijo. They changed that to Mzai. And I became Mzai.
Kijana mdogo hivi.
I'm telling you. They call me, you ask Juvinaries? Mzai. Mzai. So I became a father. And I'm glad to that direction.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So let's now go back, because for people watching, they may not understand your heart for these boys. So you would need to share your story growing up and what that was like, because that's where the connection is.
Yes.
So could you share with us about your background and the kind of family and environment that you grew up in?
Yes, it's true, because I grew up in I would call it a broken family, and we talk of poverty.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, ours, nili nakwanga na meno, the one with teeth, that was true poverty. How I also went from class 1 all the way to class 8. I always keep telling the boys, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Then from there, going to Form 1, that is back in 1988. It was another mystery, because I'm the one who looked for my school. I walked to my school. I hear people saying that they walked. But for me, that was the reality, because you're dealing with a grandfather, a mother who is not there, an absent father who is a drunkard. So to me, it was real tough
Where was your mom?
Looking for money. As always, you know, people will go to look for money.
Yes, yes.
Money that you don't see.
Yeah.
And then you are with a grandmother and you're in Ushago, a place in Machakos, whereby it's so interior, there are not even cars that time. So I grew up in that environment, but I remember I was compassionate. Even with that state of too much poverty, I was compassionate. Because my grandmother, in the way she was also very compassionate. So I didn't know there was something being passed to me from her.
Yes.
And also when I used to meet my mother, she was also that compassionate woman. You can tell by the name, Juvinaries. You can tell these are women who had done kind of research.
Yeah.
It's
What
a rare
does it
name.
mean?
It's a rare name. I also didn't ask her. So that compassion was kind of passed to me. And when I went to high school, I became more compassionate. I was like the only boy who is going to see the sick people in dorms, because in a boarding school, you have those cases. You could take people, probably food for those who have not come for supper. You want to know what is going on in dormitories, what is happening. Kumbe, I don't know. That was growing up with me.
Yes.
And when I finished high school, I decided, I know I'm going to stay in